Wherever you are in the world, good day, good people, good day, and welcome to Wow, Wish Only Well Live television show, where I am your host, SherVonne Grose, marriage and family therapist, inspirational coach, and motivational speaker. It's Wednesday, guys. It's a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday indeed. And you know what we do on Wednesdays? We wow. And by wow, I mean to wish only well all across the world. Listen, guys, I am so excited about my very special guest who is backstage and ready to come out and get the conversation started. But before we do, guys, you know how we do it. We have to properly introduce our guest, right? Our guest today is none other than Coach K. Renee, right? And she's coming here to share her story, to talk about her organization. But before we get the conversation started with her, listen, guys, you know that we did a 3-day online challenge. It was a free challenge, Facebook Live. Started out on Monday. So we did Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right? 3-day online challenge. And the challenge was making peace your priority, right? And so I had promised, right, that I would say the winner. So before I even bring out Coach K. Renee, because when she comes up, we want this to be all about her and what it is that she does. So before we even bring her out, right, and bring her up to have a conversation with her, let's go ahead on and get that out of the way, right? So we don't even have to just end the conversation because she and I have discussed how we know this is going to be really good already. All right. So listen, let me get a drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. These are our winners. Now we have one. What we decided that we would do is that we would pick a participant who was most engaged throughout the 3-day online challenge, right? You had to be present for all 3 days, right? And you had to be actively involved, right? So actually end up getting points when you did things like, share, invite people to be a part of the live. And so here we have 3 winners because we decided that we would do 3. I know we have one most engaged player, but I also wanted to recognize 1, 2, and 3. I know that it's something special about the number 3. So in third place, drum roll, please. Our winner of the most engaged participant, third place winner, is none other than Gayla Jordan, with coming in with 42 votes, 42 points. I'm sorry. Our second most engaged participant of the 3-day online challenge, drum roll, coming in with a total of 42 points, Katesa Bratton. All right. And then our number one most engaged player, I'm sorry, not player, most engaged participant. When I tell you she was kicking butt in this challenge, she's coming in with a whopping 82 points, guys. I mean, she just came in and really did her thing. So it is none other than Miss Kanita Henderson, Mrs. Kanita Henderson. I know her as Nicole, so I hope I'm saying her first name correctly. So listen, congratulations. All right, so I know you're wondering what you won. The most engaged player, Mrs. Henderson, will get a ticket to the Wild Wish Only Symposium, Women of Worth, that will be happening September the 17th. And we'll talk more about that. That is an in-person event. And an autographed copy of The Inner Strength of the Queen, featuring a chapter written by yours truly, SherVonne Grose, right? She will also get the t-shirt, Making Peace. Peace is a priority, so she will get that as well. And so the other 2 engaged participants will also get a t-shirt and a journal, right? And so listen, I think that is just so appropriate when I said journal, to be able to introduce our special guest, Coach K. Renee, right? Because she's going to tell us just what I think I'm going to read in her bio about how she's connected to her journal. I just love it. So listen, guys, Coach K. Renee is the founder and CEO of SpeakSister-BrotherSpeak, LLC. As a certified life and wellness coach, Coach K. Renee helps you find your voice, to share your story, to help heal past trauma and pain. She believes there is healing power in sharing your story. She is the author of the Speak Sister journals and writing prompts. She holds both a bachelor's and master's degree in business administration. Isn't that just a wow? So we just happen to talk about journal, and she just happens to be have a journal that she's written. So listen, without further ado, let's welcome to the show Coach K. Renee. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi,
How are you today?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Good, good. It's so good to see you. I mean, it looks so bright. You look so bright and cheery and everything.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, yes, yes.
I was
So
on the road, so I had to pull over, but
there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, you're not the first guest that I've had to be on the road and had to pull over and do it. I thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be here, to be a guest on Wow. We don't take that lightly because we know how busy, people get. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for being a guest here today.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. So listen, I don't know if you heard while you were backstage, but I was actually announcing to win the winners. We had a 3-day online challenge, and it was entitled Making Peace Your Priority, right? It's
Mhm.
so important to peace. And so I wanted to start off, if you will allow me to, by asking you, just talk a little bit about what peace means to you and how is it that you maintain your peace?
Whew. Maintaining that peace is optimal. Like it's everything at this chapter in my life.
Yeah.
But peace to me is just mental stability.
Mm-hmm.
um when when you're mentally stable and then you have people around you who also are mentally stable, like
Mm-hmm.
emotions aren't flying all over the place, you're able to have grown healthy conversations,
Yes, say
tone
that.
is maintained, and that kind of stuff, there's no bickering, and so that's number one piece. And then just making sure that you are aligned, you in alignment with the people that you have close to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very especially as life starts to happen, I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting more in tune with people's energy, and
Mm-hmm. Like,
I'm paying attention
mm-hmm.
to it now. I'm no longer ignoring energy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have to trust my gut, because that's God speaking to me, is what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
have to trust that. So if something doesn't quite feel right, then I have to, kind of pay attention to that, because my peace matters. And any wrong person or any wrong situation, could be detrimental to my overall peace. And, and my peace is happiness. I'm happy when I'm at peace. So
Girl, say that. I
yes.
absolutely love it. And it's amazing that you said some of the things because that's what we covered actually today, this morning, in that part of it. We talked about
Hmm.
how you need to be able to, your surrounding, who are you around, the people you're with, and how those people can be peace blockers or peace stealers, right? Right. It's nothing like having that peace of mind, right?
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Okay.
peace of
So,
mind is everything.
yes, it
And
is.
let me tell you, one thing I know is, once you discover peace, you will do anything to hold on to your peace. You don't care who you have to lose, what you have to lose. You will do anything to maintain that peace, because
Yes.
being able to sleep at night, and when I say sleep, I'm talking about waking up, got to wipe your mouth because you ain't tossed and turned. You ain't, that type of peace.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that type of peace.
Oh, for sure. I definitely agree with that. I
Yeah.
wholeheartedly agree with that. And that is another thing that we brought up too. Like once you get peace, once you have an understanding of what it's like, once you experience it, you're
Hmm.
gonna do whatever to keep it because you don't want to lose it, right? It's so
Nope.
valuable. Yes.
It's so
Oh,
valuable.
it is
Yes.
absolutely yes. So listen, let's just move right on into talk about you and your agency and how you got to this particular place. This is just awesome. So if you don't mind, I just love that. Speak, sister, brother, speak. I love it. I could
Yeah.
just hear like speak, sister, brother,
Yeah.
speak. Yeah,
Yeah.
that, right. I love it. So share with us if you can, like how your journey got started, even before you even got to the point where you materialized. How did you know like this is the road for me? This is a purpose. Because we sometimes know that it's something on the inside of us. We know that there's more out there for us. So tell us about how it all came about for
Yeah.
you.
Because we know we have purpose in this world. We're still
Yes.
here. So we
Mm-hmm.
have purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But like like most people, I think a lot of time our purpose is found through our life's experiences, and through mine was found through trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So, growing up as a little girl, I was molested. Now, my journey didn't start there, but I was raped. I had a couple of date rapes when I was in college, and I
My
held that
goodness.
for,
A
yeah,
couple. Oh
I
my God.
held that for a long time. I didn't tell anybody, but what I didn't realize is me holding on to that pain and to that trauma is the reason why my life wasn't where it needed to be, and the reason why I didn't have healthy relationships, the reason why my life was out of control,
Mhm.
because I was holding on to this trauma and this pain. And so I started journaling.
Ah,
Yes, I
the magic,
discovered
the magic of it. Come
the
on now.
magic. I
Mm-hmm.
started journaling because I needed to get this stuff out. I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't understand like how to. So I started just writing. And through my writing, I started to feel weights being lifted. It felt like bricks were being lifted off of me.
Yeah.
And I knew then that there was something so powerful, so miraculous about journaling, that I
Mhm.
was like, oh my God, if this is helping me, then it's got to be able to help other people. So once I had been journaling for a while, I got up enough nerve that I was ready to share my story, because
Mhm.
I had never shared my story, not
Mhm.
publicly, and I really hadn't shared it personally.
Mhm.
But I decided I'm ready now. I've done enough writing, and I feel like I'm ready to go public with my story. And when I went public with it, the response I got was overwhelming. There were so many women reaching out to me saying, "Me too," because this was during the Me Too movement.
Yes. Oh
Yes,
wow.
yes, and
There's nothing like God's timing.
his timing, because
Right.
the Me Too movement is what made me decide to maybe look at my life and to
Wow.
maybe deal and face this
Yeah.
trauma.
Mhm.
And so I just, from the response that I got, I knew that I was onto something. And that's when I felt like the calling, my purpose was coming into, and I was like, I gotta help people. I gotta help other women get through their stuff, because we
Mhm.
want to be healthy women. We want to be emotionally stable.
Yeah.
We don't want to be out here acting wild and acting a mess. And we want to be healthy. We all have
Mhm.
that desire. Most of us don't know how to achieve it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. And so hence Speak Sister was born. And Speak Sister, I came up with it because I was like, your voice matters. My voice matters, because I
true.
discovered my voice does matter. And I was
Mhm.
like, Speak Sister, your voice matters.
Mhm.
So that's
Oh
where
my
it came from.
God.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. It's so amazing. And I was listening at you because I know unless you've been in you've experienced that, which is not something good to experience, but
Mm-hmm.
unless you've experienced that type of trauma, I don't know if people understood or even heard the depth of what you said. And so I wanted to point out the fact that you said that you had a couple. It wasn't just one time. So you had trauma on top of trauma, right?
Mm-hmm.
To
Yeah.
have to do to experience that, and the things and what that does to us internally, right? When you experience something of that magnitude, right?
Yeah.
It does take away, it silences you in a way. It takes
Mm-hmm.
away your voice,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And so and so out of that, which is a lot of times is through the pain that we've gone through, or that we've grown through, as I like to say,
Yeah.
that you come into your purpose, you birth that thing
Yeah.
that you were
Yeah.
put here for. And not necessarily saying that that always have to be the case, but in a lot of cases, particularly for a lot of women that I've talked to, and men too,
Mm-hmm.
that I've talked to, it came as a result of them having to go through something
Yeah.
in order for them to realize how they can use this for helping other people, because we that we are put here to be helpers one to
Yep.
another. And
Yep.
so it's amazing that you gave voice to your story, and so many people heard it. It resonated with so many other women that they were reaching out to you, and that was your confirmation that
That
you
was,
needed
yep.
to go forth and bring this on.
Mm-hmm.
So now, when you initially started, I think you and I were talking earlier about how it initially started with it was like just with the women's, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Specifically toward the women, it was Speak Sister.
Mm-hmm. It was Speak Sister.
Okay, so how did you get to the point where you brought the brother speak part into it?
Okay, so I added Brother Speak, and I just kind of flipped it because it's Speak Sister.
Yeah,
And so I said Brother Speak. I kind of flipped it to kind
Mhm.
of give it a little twist or whatever. But I came up with Brother Speak when I started when COVID, during the time that COVID hit, and I saw a lot of people falling into depression, and I saw a lot of mental health beyond what was already out
Mhm.
there. I saw
Mhm.
mental health spiraling. I just saw
Mhm.
people going into, and especially men.
Mhm.
And I'm not a man. So I was like, I don't know how to necessarily help a man through their stuff, through their
Mhm.
mental stuff. But
Mhm.
at that time, it became a thing of, you know what, I just want to save my community any way I can, from the young to the
Yes.
old. I want
Yes.
to touch everybody. So I
Mhm.
added Brother Speak. But
Mhm.
I told God, I said, you gave me the vision to add Brother Speak. Now you find
Mhm.
my brother, because I don't know who he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I told him. You find
Right.
my brother. I
Mhm.
just found my brother a few months ago. And I
Wow.
had Brother Speak for what, maybe about a year and a half or so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
again,
I just
timing
found,
is
yep,
God's
I just
timing,
got my
right?
Brother
Mhm.
Speak, and he is perfect. He is truly God sent for
Wow.
Brother Speak, because when I tell you, he resonates, brother, he resonates with me just like I do with Speak Sister. He is truly Brother Speak. And his
Yeah.
name is Larry Penton. He's the owner of Penton Pending Consultants, but
Uh-huh.
he already is in like the mental health field. He already works with men. So he already has a tribe that comes with him
Mhm.
for Brother Speak. So yeah, it just, girl, when I tell you, all you got to do is give it to God, because this is his stuff. This ain't mine. I'm
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be doing this if God didn't put this on me. So since this is his, I say, God, you do it. Who is the brother? How is he gonna, who is
Yeah.
he? How are we gonna do this? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing about God that I absolutely love. He's not going to give us a vision and not going to give us a purpose without being providing the provision.
Yeah,
And I
without the
love that He
provision.
is the provider, right?
Yep.
His name is one of his names, Jehovah Jireh, and that means He
Mhm.
provides. And a lot of times we just think about that and maybe the sense of food or money, but no, He provides whatever we need. Whatever
Whatever.
we need. And so that's just amazing, and I like the fact that you brought in the brother piece, because a lot of times I talk a lot with women or about women or things specific to women, and I say that a lot. I preface it a lot by saying I am a woman, so I know what it's like to be a woman and to go
Mhm.
through certain things. I'm not a man, so I don't know that, but that's not to discount or discredit men and their emotional health, their
Mhm.
mental wellness, because they have to be they need to be emotionally and mentally healthy as well.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that happen that break our men down, like,
Yes, yes.
yeah, and so it's
And
important.
and not to interrupt you, but I just wanted to say, and I realized that there are so many resources and so many programs and events that take place for women. We're always pouring into ourselves. We go to
Hmm.
conferences, we have
Yes.
self-care days,
Yeah.
we have girls trips. Like, we do a lot to pour into
Hmm.
ourselves. I
Hmm.
didn't see a whole lot of resources for men. And then especially in the Black community, men are kind
Hmm.
of skeptical about
Yeah.
talking about their mental health,
Yes,
and
say that.
going, yeah,
Right.
and then
Hmm.
participating in events that help
Hmm.
them deal with their issues and stuff. So I was like, I can be another resource for our men.
Yeah.
Brother Speak
Yeah.
can be another resource, because I don't see enough of them. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you're absolutely right. I love it, that like that you've put that out there to just say, because I think sometimes that's all it takes is to acknowledge it,
Yeah.
to acknowledge that men, they hurt too,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Men have wounds too. Men have been abused too,
Yep.
sexually abused,
Yep.
physically abused, mentally. Trauma is trauma.
Yeah.
Whether
Men
it
have suffered domestic violence.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly, right.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do a fatherhood program, the fatherhood program, and so it would help. My responsibility was to help the father who was primarily, almost always, the non-custodial parent.
Uh-huh.
And here in Georgia, like, if you have not legitimated your child, if you're not married, or if you didn't file the paperwork to legitimate that child, then you don't have any legal rights to your child. And so
Uh-huh.
part of what I did was to help men to become legitimated, because it's in Georgia, it doesn't matter if your name is on a birth certificate, that doesn't mean that you're
Yeah.
actually the father.
Yeah.
And so, you know, even that people, I mean, because I didn't even know that until I started working in this particular program. I was like, what, this is crazy. And then, you know, but at the same time, in the same token, here in Georgia, the state of Georgia, the father may not actually be the father, but if the mother just identified him as the father, they can take out child support. But he didn't have any rights.
Yeah, yeah.
So you yeah, so
Yeah.
it was so I wanted to make, you know, so I wanted to point that out, to just say that, yeah, there are so many things that men kind of get left out on. And we focus a lot on women. And I think part of that too, like you said, is because women, we're more likely to go and get help, to seek help, than you know, than, because we, for whatever reason, we have said that men have to be so strong.
Yep,
They can't
that's
show
it.
emotions,
That's
and
it.
you know, all of these different types of
Yep.
weight, really, that
Yeah.
we put on them,
Yep.
that keep them from being able to share who they really are and what's really going
And
on.
what's really going on. Yep, that's it. Society has put a lot on a man to make them feel like they have to, be all things. And
Mm-hmm.
but the one thing they can't be is to show their emotions, because that's a sign of weakness. When,
Yeah.
in my opinion, a man that shows, his emotional stuff is
Mhm.
strength. It's
Right.
strength to cry on
Exactly.
my shoulder. Please cry.
Right.
Let's
Exactly.
let's get it out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's so important that you said to get it out, because, you know, I know that you have a journal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned your own story of how the healing came from you being able to write. And so through all of this, your company that you have, your organization that that you founded, you talk about wanting to be able to help people find a voice through maybe journaling, and you help with like writing prompts and stuff like that. So tell us about what you do in that aspect of your business.
Okay. So first of all, Speak Sister Brother Speak. We offer coaching and mentoring services.
Love it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for young and old. It doesn't matter. We just offer coaching and mentoring services. But then the journaling aspect of it. So let me tell you. So I'm starting to get men. Brother Speak, my brother, is starting to bring men into the journaling side. Men are actually taking part in writing their writing their stuff out, journaling. They're actually participating. And
Mm-hmm.
and I love it. So I hold a journal workshop room on Clubhouse, and in the space called Loyalty and Friends, and we do it every Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. And we
Okay.
have men and women that
Ah,
come in there. So one Wednesday is I'm hosting it, and another Wednesday, like tonight, my brother, he
yeah.
hosted it. And
Yeah.
so we're getting men engaged, we're getting women engaged, and we're teaching them, how to journal. We're giving them topics to write about,
Mhm.
and just starting the process of journaling, and just understanding that this is really a lifelong process. This is healing, and healing is forever. You're never completely healed until you cross over.
Mhm.
You're forever going to be healing, but this is how you start to begin a healing journey, and you
Mhm.
understand just how powerful, getting those emotions out, especially daily or in the moment that you're feeling something. If you can write that out, I promise you, if you write it out, it won't come out verbally the way
Mhm.
it might be in your head. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So you're
Mhm.
better in control of your emotions, because you're not going to let something just come out of your mouth that you might regret, because you
Mhm.
wrote it out first. You had time to process
Journaling,
it.
yeah, journaling is a release. It's a way of releasing
Mm-hmm.
that we may have pent up or built up on the inside of us, or something that may be weighing us down, right? If you're talking about, and sometimes you can journal about your healthy emotions too. We're not saying that
Oh
it has
yeah.
to be,
Yeah.
but there is definitely a healing component to being able to write, about your emotions and what you're experiencing, what you're
Yeah.
feeling at that point in time. So yes, I love it. I even encourage people to go as far as to write down, make a to-do list, because we get so busy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we try to keep all of that stuff in our head, and it's easy to get your head cluttered, to get your space up there cluttered. And then when you do that, you're not able to think right, and you're not able to do things properly. So yeah, so you have to declutter,
Yeah.
and a way that you can declutter your mind, right? A way that
Yeah.
you can quiet your mind, because we talked about that in that peace challenge, is being able to journal, right? To get things out. Like, so even if you're keeping up a grocery list, I mean, just get in the habit of writing stuff, keeping a grocery list, my to-do list, right? Because you're not walking around with all this stuff in your head, and that way it helps center you too. It helps keep you in the moment, because when you're trying to remember everything in your head, you're already thinking about, when I finish this task, what I got to
do next. Yep.
Life is about living, but it's about living and enjoying every moment possible, like living. And you can't do that when you're trying to focus so much on everything at one time. So so I love that concept.
Yeah. And I will tell you that I tell people, because, you know, a lot of people think journaling, you know, you got to like write pages and pages. No, journal, you can write one sentence if that's how you feel. You can write a paragraph if that's how you feel. And if it's a lot you need to get out, you might end up with 5 pages, front and back. You know what I'm saying? So it's how you decide to journal, but it's just getting it out. And like you said, it's not always bad. Like if sometimes when I've had a really exceptionally good day, I'm so excited that, oh my God, today was amazing. I'll go and write about it. Because when I go back through my journal, I'm like, oh my God, that was such an amazing day. You know, so
I journal my wins and my losses, right? So I can go back. So what happens is, for me, I've told my story before, how 2018 was a year of challenge for me and my husband. Like, it was just everything was challenged, emotionally, mentally, financially, just challenged, right? And so I talk about how, and I did a lot of journaling during that time. And so even some of the things I journaled about was where I was, but I also journaled about where I wanted to be.
And start manifest.
Yes, exactly. And so when I go back and I look at it, I'm like, oh, look at God. Like, really,
look at God.
We done got so used to just saying that, but I was like, really, like, oh my God, like, this is where I was. So sometimes I'll go back and remind myself, like, I think this is bad that I'm going through, but remember that storm that you were in, and then he brought you out of that. And I mean, so sometimes even with that, just helps me along with just being able to. So that's why I say, if you can just get in the habit of just really writing, like whether it's good or bad. And then I love it too that you pointed out being able to write about your emotions, because a lot of times, not just men, but there are women as well who just aren't good at talking about their feelings or even identifying them. So being able to write about that, to put it out on writing, because like, even if you're seeing a therapist or even a coach like you are, you know, you can, if it's like, I can't really explain it, I just know, but maybe you wrote about it, and then you might want to share that with, you know, with your coach that you're meeting with, right? Or your therapist that you're meeting with, that I just want to share this, and then it helps shed some light on too. And it also, you know what, if you're doing, it also kind of helps you kind of keep and so that's good. I absolutely love that you said. So tell us how, if anyone was interested in getting in contact with you, how would they contact, how can they connect with you? How could they take advantage of the services that you have to offer, your life coaching services? Because you are a certified life and wellness coach, you know, if they want to take on one of your workshops, tell the people how to find you.
So I do have a website, and it is coachkrenee.net. So that's it's one word, coachkrenee.net. That's the website. You can go on there and you can book coaching services. I think I have the workshops out there. I'm starting to get back into it since COVID is kind of lightening a little, lessening. Yeah. But and I'm going to be adding the brother speak aspect to it too. So, you know, you'll be able to book services with my brother, you know, with Larry. And but right now, you know, you can just go there if you want to book some coaching services, or if you want to book Speak Sister or Brother Speak to come speak at your event, to come and, you know, host something or whatever. And then I'm on most social media sites. I'm on Instagram. I'm Coach K_Renee on Instagram. And then it's SpeakSister.YVM, short for Your Voice Matters, on Facebook. That will be getting updated because we got to add Brother Speak. But for now, it's SpeakSister.YVM, and that's on Facebook.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Well, listen, we thank you so much for your time and coming on. Time goes by so quickly when
It
we're having
does.
a conversation. I really appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedule to park somewhere so that you can be a special guest. So thank you so much. Listen, guys, you've heard it right here on Wow Wish Only Well Live TV show with your host, SherVonne Grose, and special guest, Coach K. Renee of Speak Sister. I want to say it right.
Mm-hmm.
Speak Sister Brother Speak. I love it. I love it. I love it. So listen, go to her website and check her out, guys. This is all of our time. Today is a good day as any day to wow somebody. And by wow, I mean to wish only well all across the world. We will see you guys on next week with another guest. This is it. Goodbye.
Bye.